Tobias. Congratulations, first of all. Can you tell us a little bit about the mental toughness that this experience of the last 48 hours took for you and for this team? How did you get through to where you are right now and force this Game 7?
Honestly, just really turn that cell phone off because, everybody, when you lose and expectations there, everybody has something to say and has an opinion. So really it's just to block out all the noise. You hear that phrase a lot, but really it's about us as a team and in terms of how we feel like we can be better as a group. And we just, met. We had a meeting when we got in here, had a film session, and was able to, really figure out ways we can be better and see we're on the floor. We weren't doing our job. So it's just a collective group. I think that, it's easy for guys to go separate ways in times like that. But at this point where we're at in the season, it's all about sticking together, all about making sure everybody's mental is in the right place and just focus on one thing, and that's to win.
You've told us what you admire about Tyrese all season long, but tonight, what did you admire about what Tyrese was able to do?
Man, he just had guts out there, and he had confidence. The minute he stepped on the floor, he gave us that boost. The minute he checked in the game, and he just played with that, just basically freeness out there. He wasn't scared of the moment, but wasn't shy at all. Got to his spots, just gave us that big boost of energy out there, and that helped us. He was the spark of the game for us as a whole. I thought this was a great team win for us. We still got more work to do, though.
Paul Hudrick.
Hey, Tobias. Doc mentioned that you had gone over a lot of film over the last couple of days, looking back on the last two games, and he compared you to Bernard King. Do you see that? And is that some aspects of this game that you're trying to implement in your own?
Yeah, that's a great comparison when you talk about a player of Bernard King's stature. That's a huge compliment to myself. One of the things that he tells me is really quick decisions, get to your spots, be efficient, and just to be a winner. And, being a, volunteer, going to Tennessee, I got to know Bernard really well. Even early when I was getting recruited, getting to know him. So he's a great basketball mind and a great player as well. So, that's a big compliment.
Thanks, Tobias.
Yep.
Dave McMenamin.
Tobias, you had really strong offensive games the first 4 games of the series. Kind of fell off a little bit in Game 5. What sense of personal responsibility did you have going into tonight to get back to form?
Well, honestly, in Game 5, we had a 20-point lead pretty much throughout the game, and we were flowing through other guys. And honestly, there just weren't that many looks there for me in the course of the game. And I'm not going to disrupt the team's rhythm by trying to force during a game. Obviously, when you lose a game, that's over-criticized. But when, we sat as a team and saw some of the plays, some of the actions I was in, making the right play and just flowing with the team, it was like, nobody really was in our locker room worried about my play. It was just like, hey, we got to get you more involved early in the game. So at the end of the game, we're not trying to get you right into a rhythm in the fourth quarter. So for me, as I said before, is blocking out that noise and just understand that it's all about who's in this locker room. And guys on the team trust me as a player, want me to be successful, want our team to be successful. And, we all pick each other up in every different facet of this game and off the court even as well. And, for us as a team to come out here, you saw the fight and the grit of a whole group that wanted to win and wanted to pick the next guy up.
David Murphy.
Thanks, Tobias.
Yep.
Hey, Tobias, you mentioned turning your phone off. What's it like? That next day, that next morning, are you after Game 5? Is this thing still there? What's it like watching the game? And kind of what did you feel and what did you see out of your teammates over those next 24 hours?
Yeah, honestly, we dropped the ball, obviously. So that stung to us as a whole group. And it was really about, hey, listen, there's going to be a lot of criticism, but we really got to stay focused because the series isn't over. I mean, it may have felt like that for a lot of people, but for us as a group, it was like, hey, we got another game to win, and once we get that one, we got to get the next one. So as a group, we just basically locked into that, and that's what I do as well. Obviously, when you wake up in the morning, I always say it hits you even worse when you wake up and you face reality, but you got to just get back to work. You can't live in the past. You got to learn from it and be in the present moment and push forward.
Thanks, man.
Yep.
And for two more, we'll start with Al Thompson.
Hey, Tobias, you may have answered this a little bit earlier, but it seems like the offense does its best when you're kind of playing the role of a grinder, a lunch pail guy. And that was missing a little bit in game 5, and it seemed like you got back to that. Can you talk about, having that role of a grinder?
What was that? Yes, sir. Yeah, keep going. Sorry. Oh, no, I heard you say, yeah. No, I mean, I think in the beginning of the game, we, gotten some actions that was able to create ball movement, able to get me downhill. Obviously, for me, I'm a guy who plays in the flow of how the team is playing. And I thought we just did a good job of finding different mismatches out there on the floor. Even for my game, being able to get to the pick and roll and get downhill and create some isolations out there. So I thought we did a better job. Me personally did a better job of finding and seeking out those matchups, and that was able to help my game as well.
All right, Tobias, thank you, man.
All right, see you.